So let's create a very simple Visio flowchart so you can get an overview of how Visio works, what makes it tick, and how you go about creating connected diagrams and sprucing them up a little bit. So we'll start by heading to the backstage area by clicking File and make sure New is selected. And in the New panel, you can see there's some template categories here. Now we want to create a flowchart, so we'll click on the flowchart category and dive down into the actual templates themselves. Basic flowcharts up at top left, it's already selected. We can click on that, click on create, or just double click the icon itself. Up comes a blank drawing, ready to go. We've got some stencils over on the left for picking shapes, but the one we want is already to go. The basic flowchart shapes has everything we need to create a flowchart. So I'll start by dragging and dropping a start end shape out onto the page. Let's put it right there. You see there's some blue selection handles. That means I can move the shape around wherever I want. It also means I can just start typing. Start green purchase decision. Now we're still editing the text here and we can't see the shape anymore, but you can either hit the escape key or just click a blank area of the page to get your shape back, and you can click on it to select it at any time. Now that's a pretty boring flowchart. It'd help if we had a few more shapes, and one way to do that is just to mouse over the shape. See those blue arrows? Mouse over one of the blue arrows and note this little toolbar that shows up. Shows the top 4 shapes in the stencil on the left. Let's add a decision diamond. So let's just click that and you'll see Visio inserts the shape we wanted, and it actually adds a connector to it as well. These are connected. If I move the decision around, the connector's glued between the 2 shapes. So that's a pretty nice automatic feature. And now that the decision shape is selected, I can type some more text in there. So, do I really need the product? And you can see that I manually entered the line feeds, the new lines, so that it would fit better inside of the diamond. And click away. Down in the status bar, there's some zoom controls. Allow us to get a little bit better view of what we're working on. Now, I don't like this capital N here, so with flowchart shapes, you can just double click and go back and edit the text just like you would in Word or any other word processing application. And we'll add a question mark at the end there too. So in a similar fashion, we can add a few more shapes. Let's add another diamond. And we'll say, is it recyclable? And we'll add an N shape to this. Let's see here, there we go. And let's say end green purchase decision. And let's see here, there's a couple things missing. The flowchart's getting close to being done, but we're missing a connector from here to here, and we're missing some yes and no text. So let's add the text. So I can just select a shape and start typing. This is typical Visio behavior. Most shapes you can select and type, and you can double click them to get into text edit mode. Not every shape works that way, but generally that's how it works. So we'll say no down here. So we've taken care of the connector text. Now let's add one last connector. So we can start by mousing over the shape, mouse over the blue arrow, but instead of picking from this mini toolbar, stay over the blue arrow and click the left mouse button and drag a connector out. Now you can drag this connector to any shape on the page. Just look for the red highlighting, and that means the connector will get glued to that shape. So here we are over the end. We let go and Visio creates the shape, the connector. You can see the red handles indicate glue, and we're good to go. So now this is a little bit boring. It's black and white. There's some subtle shading here. It doesn't look so bad, but we can really spruce this up by going over to the Design tab and using the themes and the backgrounds. So first thing I'm going to do is just click on the background drop down, and I'm going to choose this nice, well, let's just choose this radial fill. Now you can't see very well what's going on there, but we can zoom out just a little bit and say, oh, that's all right, but how about something more interesting like this world background? There we've got this nice global feel to it. We're talking about green stuff. Why not have something that applies to the whole world? And you can see that while I can click on these shapes, and select them. I can't click on this background because it's been inserted on a background page back here. If I click on that page, you can see the flowchart shapes aren't there, but here they are here. That's so that you don't have to accidentally select the background details all the time. So now we've got flowchart, it's all connected up, got this nice world graphic in the background. Let's give the whole drawing some color, and you can do that by using themes. And themes are enabled with live preview, so you don't even have to click on anything to get a feel for how it's going to look. As I mouse over these, Visio updates the whole thing without, even though I haven't clicked. So I don't have to click on something, and if I don't like it, hit undo. I can just mouse over it and see if I like it. You can scroll down and see different choices for themes. That's pretty good. That's a nice looking theme. Or you can do a drop down of the whole thing at once. I like to use the little scroll bar because then I can do live preview and see the whole thing at once. So if you don't like the colored backgrounds, click a different one, or let's just finish up with that blue one. So there you have it. You've got shapes glued together just by using the little blue arrows. Use the Design tab to quickly add backgrounds and themes. You've created your first flowchart in just a few minutes.